Welcome to Charm and Circumstance. I'm Ashley Morgan, your host from Ashley Morgan Interiors. And it is that time of year when you cannot go outside without breaking into a sweat, which means that when I am inside, I want it to be as cool and comfortable as possible. So today, let's talk about how to make the home just that break from the summer heat. I'm going to call it Summer Lightning. And no, not lightning, the kind with thunderstorms and dramatic weather. We've had plenty of those lately as well, but I'm talking about lightening our homes. So lightening the fabrics, lightening the rooms, lightening the mood, and maybe even lightening the pressure we put on ourselves to make everything perfect. Because I don't know about you, but by the time summer rolls around, I want my home to feel easier. I want fewer things to fluff and fewer things to dust. I want the rooms to breathe a little, and I think our homes naturally crave that too. So today I thought we'd chat about some simple ways to refresh your home for summer, not with a giant shopping list, but with thoughtful little changes that make a surprisingly big difference. From floor plans to finishing touches, function to the feeling you get walking into a room. I'm Ashley Morgan, an interior designer with a love for beautiful living and a belief that great design should tell your story. I've spent over 20 years in the industry, and now I'm pulling back the curtain on interiors, sharing insight, inspiration, and the strategy behind well-designed spaces. Expect smart design talk, refined tips, and just the right mix of polish and personality. So pour something sweet and join me for a thoughtful conversation with a generous helping of charm and circumstance. Can I tell you something? I think one of the biggest myths in decorating is that refreshing a room means buying something new. Honestly, sometimes the best thing you can do is remove things. And I say this as someone who loves accessories, but every summer I start looking around my house and thinking, do I really need all of this? The stacks of books, the extra pillows, the decorative objects I've been dusting for 6 months, and suddenly I start editing. I clear the coffee table. I simplify the shelves. I put away the chunky throws, and almost immediately the room feels different, lighter, calmer. It's funny how giving a room a little breathing room can make you feel like you're breathing easier too. Now, I am not suggesting completely redecorating your house every season. Please don't do that. But I do think our homes benefit from dressing for the weather just like we do. I mean, I'm certainly not wearing wool sweaters in July. So why do we sometimes expect our homes to feel fresh when they're still wrapped in heavy textures? Summer is the season for linen and cotton and wicker and rattan and seagrass, things that feel natural and easy. I swap out heavier pillows with linen covers. I put away thick knit throws. Sometimes I even move accessories from room to room just to create a different feeling. And it's amazing how much freshness you can create without buying a single thing. Okay, the next tip is wildly glamorous. Are you ready? Wash your windows. I know, not exactly groundbreaking advice, but hear me out. I swear every year I clean the windows and suddenly I think, when did my house get this much prettier? Summer light is magical. It's softer in the mornings, it's golden in the evenings, and it deserves to be celebrated. So pull back the drapes, open the blinds, let the sunshine in. And if your window treatments feel heavy, consider switching things up. Linen panels are beautiful in summer. A linen blend, to be specific. Woven shades let filtered light spill into a room in the prettiest way. And honestly, sometimes simply opening the curtains wider changes everything. One of my design philosophies is never compete with a beautiful view. Instead, frame it. It should be the centerpiece. Celebrate it. And let it be part of your home. I think social media has convinced us that summer decorating means white slipcovers and blue stripes. And listen, I love both. But summer isn't really a color palette. It's a feeling. Your home can be moody and still feel summery. It can be traditional. It can be colorful. It can be layered. The goal isn't to make your home feel like a beach rental. The goal is to make it feel fresh. Maybe that's fresh flowers. Maybe it's a bowl of lemons on the counter. Maybe it's adding softer greens or creams. Or maybe it's simply rearranging a bookshelf. I think we sometimes underestimate how much joy comes from little changes. Here's a challenge for you. Go to your coffee table. Is there room to actually put down a glass of iced tea or, something else? Because if the answer is no, summer may be asking you to simplify. I say this lovingly because I'm guilty too. Designers love accessories, but summer reminds us that negative space is beautiful. So a tray, a vase of hydrangeas, a candle. Done. That's enough. I think one reason we love vacations so much is because they're spacious. Ocean, the lake, the mountains, nothing is cluttered and there's room to think. And I think our homes benefit from that same feeling. One of my favorite things to do this time of year is to walk outside and ask, what can I bring in? Sometimes it's hydrangeas, sometimes it's branches, sometimes it's greenery clipped from the yard, and sometimes it's just opening the back door while I'm cooking dinner. There's something lovely about blurring the lines between indoors and out. And I think summer arrangements are at their best when they're a little imperfect. A few flowers in a mason jar, garden roses that are slightly drooping, wildflowers gathered on a walk. They're temporary, and somehow that makes them even more beautiful. I think this is really the heart of today's episode. Summer is supposed to feel easy. It's dinners on the porch. It's kids running through the house with wet feet. It's friends stopping by unexpectedly. It's eating peaches over the sink. And I think our homes should support that. Maybe that means fewer decorative pillows. Maybe it means slipcovers that you don't worry about. Maybe it's keeping lemonade in the refrigerator or making the porch your favorite room for a few months. And if it is all of those things involving kids running through the house and creating chaos, I will say it only lasts for a little while. So enjoy it. I speak from experience. So whatever it is, give yourself permission to make your home easier. Not less beautiful, just easier. Because beautiful homes aren't the ones that require constant attention. They're the ones that make everyday life feel a little sweeter. Summer for me is about lightness, less pressure, less perfection, more sunshine, more spontaneity, more evenings that linger longer than expected. So maybe this week, take one thing away. Open the windows, buy yourself flowers, or simply sit in your favorite chair and enjoy the way the afternoon light falls across the room. Sometimes the smallest changes are the ones that remind us that we're exactly where we want to be. I'll see you in the next episode, friends. Thanks for joining me on Charm and Circumstance. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow along on Instagram because charm is personal and circumstance is what you make of it.